area. And honestly, guys, usually I come out here with a bunch of excitement for sure. But what happened, last night in that Bills Mafia versus Bengals AFC playoff massacre, well, that quite frankly, not we just witnessed that took an entire different turn. That concerned Damar Hamlin, who just suffered cardiac arrest yesterday. And as far as now the game was suspended last night, but the game itself will not be resuming this week. So that is it right there. And I'll get back to this as soon as possible, and I'll tell you what the NFL may do next. Whether Bills Mafia is gonna forfeit this play, I'll say about that for sure, guys. Whether the playoffs or Super Bowl are gonna be canceled, I'll let you guys know about that, and I'll give you my take on this one. So that's all. That's all I gotta say about that. Also, another news that Donovan Mitchell just scored 71 points last night against the Bulls. By the way, in overtime, so big congrats to him on that. And also some other sad news that Cam Block has been deceased after a snowmobile accident. And John Morant is being sued for a very precarious reason for punching a 17-year-old individual. And the Knicks got their win last night. So that's all there is I got to say about that. So first things first, I'm gonna start things off with the horrific scene, and this is supposed to be an AFC playoff massacre. Just see who's gonna get the top spot in the AFC. Apparently, that took a different turn because after Damar Hamlin just tackled T. Higgins last night in the first quarter. Damar Hamlin stood up, but out of nowhere, he just passed out. And clearly, and then next thing you know, he just passed out, trying to regain consciousness, but he just clearly passed out. He was trying to regain consciousness, but he was unconscious. CPR, heart rate was revived. He had sent to the Cincy Med Center. Doctors did vitals on him. He was in critical condition as of right now. He was also put test tubes on his throat, and I want to once again just send my condolences out to Damar Hamlin, all of his Damar Hamlin's family members, his fundraiser, which has a GoFundMe page regarding Damar Hamlin's collapse last night. All of his colleagues, teammates, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and others, all of his Bills Mafia fans, Bengals fans, all their viewers, all the subscribers. Is a horrific scene. This has never happened, never ensued in an NFL game, regular season, playoffs, or Super Bowl whatsoever. So, honestly, guys, disarray. And clearly you hate, they're not fighting for a playoff spot. They're not fighting for a Super Bowl. All right? This is somebody who was a 2021 draft pick from Pennsylvania, who played for Pitt. Next thing you know it, sure, he's a starter living his dream. Next thing you know right there, last night, collapsed out of nowhere. So honestly, here's my advice. Whenever Damar Hamlin gets out of the hospital, here's my advice to him. Whenever he gets out, Damar Hamlin, I just want to pray that you make it out alive. I pray that I wish you speedy recovery. I pray that you rejuvenate, recover, reevaluate yourself, get some rehab, and I pray that you just stay home for once. I would advise you just to stay home, all right? Don't come back to the NFL. What happened last night, that should not happen to any other player nor anyone else. It breaks me to say this, that Damar Hamlin is going to have to retire. And not only that, guys, Damar Hamlin, and sure, the fundraiser is going to raise like 3.6 mil plus, so go in the GoFundMe page. So This should not happen to those. You're concerned about the well-being of the players. You're concerned about the well-being of the athletes. I mean, if this happened in the NFL, you're concerned about all the athletes, not just NFL, but NBA, soccer, MLB, NASCAR, pro wrestling, tennis, golf, Olympics, UFC, boxing, all the others. It's just disheartening. I mean, this is like clearly Bills Mafia fans and Bengals fans were in disarray. That was the front of a live audience, for goodness sakes. Damar Hamlin won't be allowed to play in the NFL ever again. What happened to him, that's going to wreck his career. I mean, that may have been a non-concussion-like symptom, but clearly for him, he meant to pack his bags and just leave and just retire. That's it. Look, when Damar Hamlin wakes up, all right, he's going to wake up feeling rejuvenated, and I pray he gets well, gets tip-top shape for once. I pray that he's stays alive and in condition. I pray that he does not go back to the NFL. I pray that he does not have any condition whatsoever to the playoffs. Because I'll tell you what may happen here. All right, Bills Mafia was to forfeit their playoff spot and not get and not go to the Super Bowl. Look, nor let me tell you this as well. Nor let alone that the last games for next week, those are going to be canceled, and the playoffs would also be canceled, let alone the Super Bowl 57, biggest stage in history in Glendale, that would also be canceled. I mean, look, let's be honest here. Bills Mafia threw their Super Bowl chances away because of what happened to Damar Hamlin. All right? This is a human being. This is real life stuff here. This is a human being that clearly collapsed. And I'm not playing spoiler, guys. I'm not. All right? I'm speaking from the truth, though. I'm saying what happened to Damar Hamlin, he was in the wrong place, just the wrong time. It's just not how anyone pictured it. All right? I'm praying that Damar Hamlin makes it alive in the hospital, discharged. I'm praying that he stays proactive for once, and his future, it's in shambles. And Bills Mafia fans and Bengals fans were shattered when that happened. And I know how you guys are feeling. I saw all the tweets, all the responses, all this. I see why people are upset, all right? I get why, all right? So, playoffs, so I'll say this yet again. Playoffs and Super Bowl for next month in Glendale should be canceled. I'll tell you that right now. That happens this week or next week. I know the playoffs are going to, probably ensue next week. And if they do, then, that's that. But if they ensue by next week, that's going to be a big issue. That's going to result in some controversy. So, nor if a Super Bowl happens, Super Bowls have never been canceled, nor playoffs have never been canceled. So I'll say this, that the playoffs and the Super Bowl are going to have to be canceled. Despite what happened to Damar Hamlin last night. And you guys use your hashtag, pray for Damar Hamlin, hashtag Bills Mafia Strong, hashtag get well Hamlin, hashtag, pray for Damar Hamlin, hashtag get well Hamlin. Do so, everybody. On that note, please, I advise you to do so. This is a really tough situation that he's in right now. A tough situation that Bills Mafia and Bills Mafia fans are in. So I would just say that and Stephon Diggs visited the hospital, but I think that Bills Mafia, they're going to take some time to visit Damar Hamlin at the hospital and see how he's doing, though. I wish him speedy recovery. I hope he makes it, and I'm very concerned about him. So please get well, Damar Hamlin. You got this. You're going to fight through the pain. You're gonna make it out alive. I know you will. I know you will persevere. I know you will. All right? You got a bright future. But honestly, what happened to you, your future may have just been a shambles. So I advise you just to hang it up anyway. That's it. Hang it up. So that's all I got to say about that. But I'll come back to this as soon as possible. So in other news, that Donovan Mitchell scored 7 points last night after the Cavs would take out the Bulls 145 to 134 in overtime last night. Donovan Mitchell had 71 points since late Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, had 81 points back in '06 against the Raptors. So that was good news. And Wilt Chamberlain had 100 points against the Knicks back in March 2nd, 1962. So congrats on Mitchell on that achievement. And I know you're concerned about Damar Hamlin, as everyone else is. Thoughts and prayers out to him, his family members, his fans, Bills Mafia, teammates of his, stablemates of his. Get well, Hamlin. You'll fight this. I know you will. I told you guys the fundraiser, the GoFundMe favors the Kelly and Nina Daycare Center Toydrive rate that raises like 3.5 mil plus. This in regards to Damar Hamlin's collapse last night of a cardiac arrest. But what happened? Now I gotta ask, what happened before Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest? What was he doing before? Now, were there drugs? We don't know if there's any drugs involved. We don't know, or mental health issue. We don't know this, guys. A lot of unanswered questions. So I'll hopefully get down to that. And I don't know what he did. It may have been put apart, nor I don't think a concussion like symptom have anything to do with it. But don't look at the video, guys. Just don't look at the video. It's disturbing, hard to watch. So don't look at it. All this you gotta know on that, everybody. In other news, by the way, that I'll get back to that. Another news. John Morant is being sued by punching a 17-year-old individual during a by a 17-year-old individual during a pickup b-ball game in John Morant's home, Eads, Tennessee residence. By the way, the 17-year-old threw the ball at Morant accidentally, and accidentally hit him in the face. Morant approached the 17-year-old, put his chin on his shoulder, and asked bystander, "Should I do it to him?" Morant struck him, knocked him out cold. By the way, the team had a huge knot on his head. Morant acted in self-defense. So John Morant, clearly you should know better. I mean, come on, you're a high-profile athlete, all right? You were MVP candidate, all right? You can't condone yourself in that type of manner. You really can't. So, and John Morant wasn't arrested or charged, but this is probably a civil suit or a lawsuit. So, John Morant was sued for this incident. I think it happened like last year or a year ago, I guess. So, that's all I got to say about that. So, trouble for him. In other news, I told you guys the Knicks to beat the Suns 102 to 83, which they did. Told you guys the Wolves to beat the Nuggets 124 to 111. Told you guys the Blazers to beat the Pistons 135 to 106. Also, the Sixers defeat the Pels 120 to 111. The Heat defeat the Clippers 110 to 100. Lakers to beat the Hornets 121 to 115. Nets to beat the Spurs 139 to 103, getting their 12th win in a row, by the way. Also, guys, Brewers defeat the Penguins 2-1. The Golden Knights defeated the Avs 3-2. The Flyers defeated the Ducks 4-1. That's all you gotta know about that. Also, guys, other news, by the way, that I want to say happy birthday wishes shout out to Florence Pugh, Danica McKellar, Mel Gibson, James Marston, Bobby Hall, Eli Manning, Mimi Faust, Katie McGrath, Mike Schumacher, Let's Do Makeup, Patty Pimblett, Olivia Buckland, Lloyd. You got Georgie Henway, Tama Whitaker, Candelaria Malfes, Carnage, J.R. Rosie Fortescue, Cassidy Schaffer, I meant Bobby Hall already. You got Nicole Behari, Kevin Ware, Nitsa, Reiter, Jess DeToro, Dougie McBuckets, Rondé Hollis Jefferson, and Sarah Alexander. Send them all your birthday wish tweets. Be sure to do some that's all the news you use. That's all I'm saying. And I'm coming back to Damar Hamlin. Whenever you wake him in the hospital, please Be safe out there. Avoid disaster at all costs. I wish you speedy recovery. I know what you're going through right now, and just for once, stay home for once. Don't go to practice. Don't even go to games anymore because it's been unsafe for you though. So I advise you to stay home for once, get some shut-eye, rest for a minute, get some rejuvenation. I know the situation you're in right now, and Bills Mafia, I know you guys are watching concerned right now. So Bills Mafia, please just. I know Bills Mafia and the NFL did the right thing by canceling the Bills Mafia versus Bengals game, which was suspended yesterday, last night, but it won't be resuming at all. So, all I said was, what do you, and same thoughts prayers once again to DeMar DeRozan and all of his family members and Bills Mafia's teammates as well because of DeMar DeRozan. There's gonna be Damar Hamlin suffering from cardiac arrest, and hopefully he's coming out of the hospital anytime soon. We don't know if it's gonna be tonight, later on today, tonight, this week, next week. We'll never know, guys. So Bills Mafia, they're fighting for someone's life that's on the line. So I'm very concerned though. I wish Damar Hamlin speedy recovery. Wish him well, guys. Send the comments down below. Please be sure you do so on that. Also, wait thoughts on Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 points against the Bulls, 145-134 at overtime. Let me know about that. I'll address mine for sure. You listen to the Knicks defeating the Suns 102-83. Let me know about that. I'll address mine for sure, buddy. Also, guys, your thoughts on, let's see here. Your thoughts on Lakers between the Hornets 121-115. Let me know about that. I'll address mine for sure, buddy, on that as well. Also, guys, so brother, shouts out to Florence Pugh, Danica McKellar, Mel Gibson, James Marston, Bobby Hall, Eli Manning, Mimi Foss, Ken McGrath, and Mike Schumacher, and others. And my brother, wish out tweets to make sure once again. Also, St. Thoughts spread out to Kent Block's family members and his fans. As Kent Block lost his life in a snowmobile accident yesterday. So St. Thoughts spread out to his family members and his fans. We should do so on that. That's all the news you need to know. And, Damar Hamlin, please get well. I'm wishing you a speedy recovery, and I pray that you just retire for once. That's all you gotta do, because I think it's safe to say that Damar Hamlin's career may have just ended just like that. So that's all I gotta say about that, everybody. Hopefully I get an update and results. And he's a critical condition. The prognosis is good, but he's alive. He's getting there. So hang in there, Damar Hamlin. You got this. Get well. Take care, everybody. You guys have a good day, and please be safe out there. Bye-bye.